bottom it says Leave.
Well, you
Oh, it's not even loud.
on the edge of the play. You talking Jesus, baby? I just can't wait.
There's the theme song.
You got some Jesus cooking, baby.
There you go.
Give me a song.
There you
How you
go.
doing, Mr. Talbot?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Good. I think I'm the only one who can hear that. So,
Oh,
turn the volume down.
Y'all can't hear me.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You could hear that?
Oh,
Well, it was an experiment that worked.
I see.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Good.
That's the
When they
theme
work.
song. Welcome everybody to this episode of Cheese Toast. Maurice, would you like to introduce our guest today?
Yeah, the fantabulous Mr. Grammy-winning Mr. Donald J. Johnson. He was famous for the drumming for the Taste of Honey band. It made the boogie oogie stuff, you know, and back in the day and all that, and running the streets. And oh no, we're not talking about that part. We're talking about the tour. He was touring. That's what he was doing. Yeah, doing the touring and meeting up with and back in the day. I'm gonna let you talk about the real older stuff there. You know, when you was coming up and all that. You know, around past Texas and all that stuff. You know.
That's right.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah. Well, you mean where I'm from?
Yeah. Might as well start there. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I'm just down the road from Houston or Dallas. Actually, I'm like literally deep in the heart of Texas, right in central Texas between Dallas and Houston. It's a town called Bryan, 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 Texas. That's what it's all about. It's where I'm from.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought you were from Philadelphia. I think I got my wires crossed on that.
I know you got your drummers mixed up. Theo Brown.
Yeah, that's right. Theo's from Philadelphia too.
Yeah, Theo's from Philadelphia.
Okay.
Been there a couple of times. Don't remember a lot of that, but yes.
Okay, cool. So, what is Donald Ray Johnson up to these days?
Well, I'm still touring with my fellas up here. Of course, you know, COVID shut everything down for a while.
Right.
So I think everybody just getting back on their feet. Thanks to Maurice, people that I met in Europe, I spent about 13 or 14 years touring over there. And so I'm back on this side of the pond, and just glad to be here, glad to be living, you know.
Where you located at, John? Because there's people listening from all over the world now, so they don't know where over the pond and all that.
Okay, well that wouldn't be like. You don't think American Express is listening, do you?
Probably.
No, yeah, well, that's okay. Anyway, I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I've been here 30-something years. I don't know, 35 years or something. Almost 35 years. Man, time goes fast, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Right. My first trip up here came with Philip Walker, guitarist. We were all coming up out of Los Angeles, and I came up here. And when they were leaving, they left me. I stayed right here. When they were driving away, it started snowing, and it didn't stop. It did not stop. That was in November. So it snowed that entire winter. And I was just thinking that I had made another bonehead mistake. But I'm glad I'm here.
What year would that have been that you were on tour with Mr. Walker?
That was 1989 we came here. Of course, I'd been here before. with him. Larry, what is that club used to be downtown in Edmonton? Was it on the corner?
There was this. The Ambassador was a popular blues bar.
Right. Well, I came in, I played the Ambassador. In fact, the first gigs I did with Maurice in Edmonton was at the Ambassador. Remember that very well.
Was a media club there before that? Was the media club there before that? The media club.
Yeah, Maurice, you're breaking up a little bit. Are you close to your connection?
Who, me or Maurice?
Maurice is breaking up a little bit.
Oh yeah. No, I don't remember doing the media club. Maybe I have, but it's been a long time ago.
Yeah, the City Media Club was down on 99th Street, underneath the IGA grocery store, and it was in the basement.
Is that downtown?
Yeah.
No, it's on the south side of Edmonton, off White Avenue. It was, I remember Cam Hayden, the radio personality on CKUA radio. He's a big blues supporter and always has been, and he was the one, I remember him bartending in that club the very first time I was there.
Yeah, no, that was a little before my time. No,
okay.
White Avenue is 82nd, right?
That's right.
Okay, so is it south of White Avenue?
It is north of White Avenue.
Oh, it's north of White. Okay, I just didn't know how the streets. I couldn't remember how the streets were going up. Or when you go north, they go up, right?
Yep.
So
there was a lot of blues bands that played there.
Yeah, I don't remember playing the media. That was a little before my time. I did the Ambassador and the Blues on White. Which that gig for me, I was in and out of there for 25 years, I think. Blues on White. That's where I met Larry Lever.
Oh no, I remember meeting you way before that when you were playing drums. You were playing at the 6th Street Blues Bar.
Wow.
And I think you were playing with Maurice and Freddie Dixon and BJ Emery. And I remember meeting you at they had, for some reason, I don't know why, but the Ambassador, which was a hotel, also had a band house where all the musicians used to stay.
Yeah, I remember that band house.
I met you at the band house.
Yeah.
We were kind of rough on band houses back there.
Yeah, really. That tells you, yes, sir. But I do remember that.
And so after you toured with Philip Walker, you started working with Maurice, or what else were you doing?
No, I actually when I stopped working with Philip, I stopped here in Calgary, and I immediately started playing with Steve Pinio.
Wow!
It was Steve Pinio, Mike Clark, John Gray, myself, and another guitarist, a guy named Rob Allen.
That sounds like a pretty hot band.
It was all right. It was just really Steve even had rosy cheeks and hair back in those days.
Everybody did.
Yeah, everybody did. And they said Steve Pinio, but what I heard was Speed Video. So we finally got that straight, and we did some pretty nice gigs with him. When I look back on it, we had the opportunity to open for John Lee Hooker, which was great. Yeah. But Steve's still around here. Mike Clark has his own place. I think he has one or two businesses. Mikey's Juke Joint, or just Mikey's on 12th. I think that's what it's called now. But we're still at it. He's been touring with Tommy Castro.
Okay.
You familiar with Tommy Castro?
I've heard the name. I've never met him or actually seen him play.
Yeah, me either.
He's out there touring. Yeah, he's out there touring. He's out there touring. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah,
he's out there touring. Last I heard, he's doing some. Yeah, I think he's doing some gigs with Deanna Bogart. Deanna Bogart. I saw they're touring together.
Yeah. You know,
for some engagements, you know. So anyway,
yeah. Well,
but Don, you've been with some people away from LA and all that stuff. How about all of the musicians that's left scattered all along the road there? You know, I mean, you know, we talking about the old days here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, in Los Angeles, I got to play with Big Joe Turner. Got to do some gigs with Percy Mayfield.
Wow.
Let me see.
See, there you go.
Yeah. Big Mama Thornton. You know, Smokey Wilson. You know, but like all those guys were right there in LA. You know. So it was a good experience, especially for blues, because like I did I don't know, quite a few years with Taste of Honey, and we weren't playing blues, but my roots have always been blues. You know, it's all what I did when I grew up. There were two blues bands in my hometown. It was the Joe Daniels and the Downbeat, and another gentleman by the name of Lavernus Thurman. And at that time, I was young. They used to have to come to the house and ask my mama if I could go play with them in the beer joint. You know.
You almost got the same story as Tim Taylor. They got you start out pretty young. You know, you got to go ask permission.
Ask my mama.
That's right.
Yeah.
And go do your homework for.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, I was in the military, stationed down in San Diego, and I came up to LA to play. And a guy told me, he said, well, you got to go back to the woodshed. That's what he told me.
Okay.
Oh yeah. But I cherish and I appreciate those roots, you know, doing that. And I said that to say that the blues never really left, you know, my person, not my person. I mean, I've always been the blues, always. You know, in fact, recently I was at a place here called Alvin's Jazz Club. So I was singing jazz, but it was sure bluesy jazz, you know.
So for those people that are listening or watching, can you expand a little bit on what going into the woodshed means for a musician? Because I don't think a lot of people know that term.
That means practice. Now, I know in some circles, the woodshed means they used to take you out there to spank you or whoop you, as we call it, you know. But and they said woodshed, you know, what we do, it's practice, you know.
Practice in private, basically, you know.
Yeah.
And woodshed, you kind of keeping to yourself to try to get better without a lot of folks, you know, say, oh, they're in there practicing, they want to hear that.
That's right. That's exactly the way it goes, you know. And you know, and for drummers, you know, you kind of have to have a place that's off to itself. You can't really practice in apartment buildings and all that sort of stuff, you know. unless everybody else in that building is musicians too, then they understand.
Yep. You'd be very fortunate to have that going on there too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But sometimes I miss the road because I'm not doing that much traveling like these days. Not traveling in the sense that the way we did it back in the day. Everybody piled into the van and we go. You know, a lot of that's not happening anymore. But I sure had a lot of fun out there. I sure did. You know, of course, some days weren't that much fun, but like when you're out and the truck breaks down and you got to wait 8 hours to get it fixed, and then you send the guitar player to go and pick up a part, and they come back with the wrong part. We did that outside of El Paso. They had to put a timing chain on it, that whole timing thing, and then I think Philip went into El Paso, him and his girlfriend, and they came back, and that gear that goes on there, he came back with a plastic one, so he had to go back and get one that was metal.
Wow.
It took, it took 8 hours to get that done. A lot of stuff like that happens on the road, though. I remember once Philip filled up with diesel, So then what he does, he just goes, get up under a tree and drain all of that diesel fuel out of the truck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I trying to think of this other guy, Eddie. Oh man.
Clearwater.
Anyway, he would always leave a bunch of oil in front of the club. Changing the oil and all that,
Yeah.
So
we were leaving LA to go on a tour.
Anyway, that's road for you.
We were leaving LA to go on tour, and Philip had bought this was a school bus. It was a van. It was a school bus, but it was still painted yellow and black. So the highway patrol stopped us where we were getting on the freeway, and told Philip that he couldn't do that because it would be a hazard for kids or something, because they think it was a school bus or something like that. And I don't know why he did that, but anyway, he told him that he had to paint it. So I guess when we got back, Philip went and bought a case of black spray paint. And he spray painted that whole van. So from then on, it was black.
That's quick. That's the quick way to do it.
Yeah. And he spent so much time in that van. You know how you're driving and you get something in your hand, or you want to put something away or whatever, you just throw it on the dashboard, So the dashboard sort of slanted down, when it went away from the driver. So when you would walk up on Philip's truck, from the front, you see all kind of hats and all kind of, Vienna sausage cans, all that kind of stuff, road stuff.
Look like Christmas ornaments or something up there, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Hats. But like I said, I sort of miss those days, but I'm glad that they're mostly memories now. Because things move on. Because if I go back out there, it has to be on a tour bus.
Mm-hmm.
If I go back out there, it has to be on a tour bus.
Okay, that's what I got now.
What are those Continental? What do they call those? A Silver Eagle or something? I forget.
So you don't like flying, Don?
I don't mind. I truly don't mind.
Yeah, flying is a great way to get around. It's quicker than the bus.
Yeah. But in this genre, I would say 99.9% of the times that we went somewhere to play when I was living in Los Angeles or whatever, like we were driving. You know, I can remember driving from LA to Phoenix, which is 8 hours, and we played that one night in Phoenix, and we left Phoenix and deadheaded, and that means no gigs in between. We deadheaded from Phoenix, Arizona to Binghamton, New York. That was a long trip. That was long. And when we got there, the truck just died.
Man, that's a haul there. That's about at least 2,200 miles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's at least 2,200 miles, something like that. Wow.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and those guys in Philip's band, nobody really liked to want to drive. So Philip he'd get tired, and then he'd pull over off to the side of the road, you know, and catch a nap, you know, and everybody's in the truck napping except me, because I was napping when we were moving, right? So then when they pull over to the side, you know, you can feel those big trucks that go by and they shake the truck that we were in, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's
and I'm wide awake. I can't drive. I'm wide awake. You know what I mean? That was kind of scary. You know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And when you don't have a big truck stop to pull into.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We've done that too. You know, that was a famous Days in Chicago. We played there and didn't have Maurice, I think you came by that gig, but we didn't have room, so we slept behind the service station.
Yeah,
you know, but that's the blues. That's what it was. You know, it's what we did, and I'm glad for the experience. You know, I truly am.
I got a little. This has absolutely nothing to do with that.
Okay.
A long time ago, all of the a lot of the restaurants called Gay Johnson, and then so they had a club that they named in Denver, Colorado. They named the club Straight Johnsons because because Gay Johnson was a really big outfit, you know, and then they named Straight Johnson. So it was
Straight Johnson.
Whoa! How did I do that? Host to stop my video. Anyway, but so that was the big thing. I gotta start my video up again. Anyway, so that was the big thing. You know, that kind of funny part where they started Straight. It was a big time blues club there for a while there in Denver. Yeah. So
okay.
Had
seems like we used to play somewhere in Denver.
Never mind that.
There was a place in Denver called Brendan's.
Maurice, we're still getting you breaking up on your feed. Can you get a little closer to your router?
Who?
Maurice. No, you're coming through great, but Maurice's questions are breaking up.
Oh.
If you could, maybe if you pause your video and then ask the question, then come back on, because the video keeps freezing. And then your question breaks up. I don't know why that's happening all of a sudden. It's just...
No, I'm just looking frozen, that's all. Just...
This is an iPhone.
Are you hearing everything good and clear on your end?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's just on our end. Your audio keeps breaking up a bit, so...
And my video went off for a second too, but it's come back on again. You know, I was able to knock it back on again.
Yeah, I was trying to fix it on my end here, so I can turn your video on and off. But I can just stop your video and then you've got to turn it back on. But I thought that I noticed that in the past that has worked in a Zoom. If I shut off my video, then the questions seem to flow better, like you can hear the audio works better is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, on with the show. That's just a little technical glitch.
Yeah,
I'm with this.
yeah.
Is this our famous dance number, Larry? No,
We'll be
I guess
right
it's not the part.
The Dog and Pony Show, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you tell us about your famous group that you were with, winning the Grammy and all that stuff like that, man. People want to hear about that. I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. I hooked up with them in 1972. Actually, Nat Dove, my friend, he's from Bryan, Texas too. Piano player with Freddie King. I called him because I was looking for a gig, and he said, "Well, man, call this guy Perry. So he's got a band. They're looking for a drummer." So as it turned out, Perry lived right around the corner from me. I lived on 36 and San Pedro, and Perry lived on 33rd, and well, San Pedro turns into, Avalon and San Pedro runs together. But anyway, he lived off 33rd. So I called him up, and he said, well, man, I tell you, it's 2 girls, so, I don't know if you want to do it or not. So I got in my car and went around there. And as I was going in, the drummer that was playing with them, he quit. He was on his way out with his drums. So I took my drums in and ended up staying. We were rehearsing in Perry's parents in their living room, and it worked out good for us. First gig we made I think $7 or something like that, and those girls were carrying. You remember those long PA columns?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Green ones with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to carry.
Yeah. They were humping that equipment, man. They sure were, And so we played around, and we ended up hooking up with an agent. His name was actually Charles Brown, no relation to the Charles Brown, but anyway, Charles Brown Enterprises, and he got us some really choice gigs. And we didn't have a record, none of that. You know what I mean? We were playing Morocco. We did some stuff like Spain. We went to Portugal, but they were having a military coup or something there, so they had to cancel the tour, and so they flew us back to New York. But and we did a lot of USO shows. All of the stuff over in Asia and stuff. We did Korea, Japan, the Philippines. We did Thailand. We even got a chance to go to Taiwan. So we did like a lot of traveling, and that's what our record. And we had a lot of time to put that show together, But unfortunately, the way things go, people do what they call marketing. So they didn't think that Perry and myself were very marketable people, right? And then to be honest with you, at that time, Janice and Hazel, the girls that were playing guitar and bass with us. Oh, I'm sorry, I probably didn't mention that. Yeah, we had a girl playing bass and a girl playing guitar. But at that time, they were the only African American act out there like that. So Capitol went with that, and so that's how the marketing went down for that. So eventually, Perry and I left the group after about 8 years. We left, and I went back to playing blues.
That is incredible.
Not the second thought or nothing. I'm sorry.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, he got the big Grammy at home. That's one. He is the only one that I know that I played with that has me at home.
Y'all
Everybody
want
else
to see it?
is all like we're sought after. Yeah, so this I feel very fortunate to have I played with you and did some very nice things to it, and you're actually on one of the cuts on our CD, on our new CD. So you could be playing in Edmonton, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
We're fortunate to have you playing drums and singing. He's coming, and wonderful job. I really appreciate, like that, all us association for this long time.
Yeah,
But he's got a Grammy at home.
Yeah. My wife and I were courting when I met you, and this last month we came up on our 31 years being married. It's been a long time.
Congratulations again.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Once again.
But we had some good road times too. I'll tell you what comes to mind. I think about Oakland, and it makes me laugh. We were in Europe, and we got the opportunity to play in former Yugoslavia, which is now Montenegro, and we were invited to the U.S. ambassador's house. So we went there for a snack and cocktails and all. So we were getting ready to leave, and Murphy Dawes, the bass player, looked at us and said,
no!
Hey man, what y'all gonna do with them meatballs? And so they gave it to us. And we were all kind of like embarrassed, you know what I mean? So about an hour and a half like later, we're at the hotel, and Murphy hears this on his door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey Murphy, you still got so many meatballs, man. and that was the gig. Yeah.
Oh man.
It ended up it was a bat. A bat got in Murphy's room. Right?
John didn't count the two that fell out of my pocket. He counted. Ooh, yeah, they were good.
Yeah, it was. And
that's
there's
good.
a girl from over there. She's a guitar player, and I think she got a pretty good name over in the States too, but I can't remember what her name is. She's a guitar player. Maurice, she was on the show with us.
Who is this now?
There was a girl from over there in Montenegro, Yugoslavia. She's a guitar player.
Yeah. Anna Popovic.
Yeah.
Remember she was on the show.
Yeah, she's got she's
that's right.
Yeah, and the people at booking agency here is booking her too. Yeah. Very good, very good.
Yeah. And on that tour we played this castle on the Black Sea. Down it was an old, I guess it was really ruins or something, Do you remember that gig? They drove us down there, and
I might remember.
Huh?
But I'm pretty bad on the geography part of it. Well, because sometimes, sometimes one of us will notice the geography part of it and ask, whoever we're with, they will know a little bit more about the geography part. And then we're waking up and we go, it's time to play. Okay, that's pretty much.
So when we gonna get some?
Yeah. Hey, I'm hungry. It's time to eat some chicken.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Where the KFC at? Yeah. But I remember playing that castle. Yeah, I sure do. And at that time, I had released my very first solo record.
I was just going to ask you when you released your first solo record. That's perfect.
95.
It was 1995.
Yeah.
And
recorded it right here in Calgary.
and who was on that record
Okay,
with you?
it was produced by Johnny V. You remember Johnny?
Really?
Yeah, John Mills.
Mhm.
Yep. The
Yeah.
great Johnny V. Rest in peace.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
R.I.P. Yes,
I always liked Johnny. Yeah. Yes, sir.
yeah, and
Man. Yeah.
Johnny V played. Now, for the most part, I played keyboards on all of that stuff. I got a TS10 in Sonic TS10, which had a sequencer and all that, so I could record all the parts. You know.
I remember that keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had that at the house.
Yeah, and I'm not by no means a piano player or nothing. So what I do is slow it way down. You know, I'm this kind of piano player. You know.
Hey.
Yeah. So
It
so
worked.
yeah, it worked. It worked. I
Hey,
did
Don,
all
don't
the
be
parts.
making fun of my keyboard playing now.
No, I'm
Two
just
fingers.
I said nothing. I'm
You
just,
making fun of me now. Yeah, there you go. There you go again. Watch it.
you know, but I basically did all of that stuff in the basement at my house, and Johnny B would come over and say, no, well, let's do this, and yada 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 yada, and we went into a studio here at the time. Was called Sunday Sound Studios, and started recording, and that's the way it went, And on some of the tracks on there, I used a drum machine. I programmed a drum machine. The drum machine is the Elise's SR16. Matter of fact, I got one right over here somewhere. But yeah, there's some really realistic sounding drums on that thing too. Yeah, but that's been a while back, and I listened back. I thought I was a little embarrassed when I did that record because I had two straight ahead blues songs on there. One called "Thrilling You, Killing Me," and the other one was "It Ain't Easy Being Blue," the title track. And the other stuff was just stuff off my head that I didn't think was blues. But anyway, that was my first trip into being a solo artist and being an independent, and I have to comment on some of the people that you run into being an independent, I sent, Linda and I would be bubble wrapping CDs and putting them in envelopes and sending them out, to people, to like Johnny's One Stop in Shreveport, Louisiana. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. So yeah, that was my first venture in the solo.
So
but then, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How many CDs do you have out?
7, I think.
Woo! Look out now.
Yeah, well, it ain't easy being blue.
It's that, yeah. Excitement is building. We got seven CDs, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are looking all over the internet to try to find all Donald Ray stuff. And it's there. Some of it's digital music. And he still can find some CDs, especially at DonaldRay.com.
Yeah.
And what's that website again, Donald Ray?
That's DonaldRay.com.
Yeah. I remember when the Traveling Man album came out, and I believe you guys were working together on that album, weren't you? Traveling Man.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what Maurice involvement was. He played guitar on that. He played played saxophone on there. He wrote the title track on there, and he even took the cover photo. You know.
Oh wow!
So his hands all over that record.
Yeah.
It's a great record.
Do you remember waiting in that waiting for that train, and that train come around that corner flying, boy?
Oh yeah. And they don't slow down. They didn't slow down, man.
I thought that slowed down coming around the curve, you know, and it didn't look like it was gonna slow down. They had to jump over there in front of Don. Wow, man, that was scary.
Wow.
We're over in France.
Yeah, we were at a little town called Ongalen. In fact, if you look at that at the album cover, you know, you can see the name of the town on the building there, Ongalen.
Oh yeah, on the sign in the station sign or something like that.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Well, they just left us to our own peril. Don kicked us to the curb. Okay, you guys are through touring now. See you later. You know, I'm going to a party. Just left us, you know. So we had to get out of there. You know, that's all right. I'm gonna write another song now.
You know, I wonder if that were we leaving Cognac. Was that the festival we were playing at, or was it Kawa or something? I can't remember where we were. We were headed, I guess, to Paris or somewhere. You know.
Well, we were on the way home. That's what I remember from mostly in France. Most of our gigs were in France. There, you know, we did play a big festival, Cognac, and. We played some other festival. It's another one over there. I can't quite remember the name of it.
Kawa, something like that. Cahor. I think that's the name of it. In fact,
Cahor. It's like Cahor or something like that.
Yeah. In fact, just found that.
That's where you put some. I just want They'll just put a festival up anywhere, and you don't know the lingo. You go like, okay, that's where the festival is. You know, you turn left in the cornfield, and then So
I remember that festival in Banos that we played. We got a chance to see who's that guitar player? Muddy Waters Band.
A little bit north of Paris there.
Yeah. Bob Margolis.
Bob Margolin
was there.
Right.
I got a chance to meet Willie Big Eyes.
Big Eye Smith.
Yeah.
We and that's the one we met Nona Hendrix, the lady played.
Oh yeah, that
played with
the Bells Band.
Nona Hendrix.
She was
the one that wrote the songs for that, you know.
Yeah.
We met her. She's from New York. She was living in New York, I guess. Anyway, so.
Yeah, Willie Smith.
That's why the guy said
he's an icon.
Him a Cab Calloway or something.
Willie Smith is an icon drummer for me.
Oh yeah.
He was my hero when I started playing at the age of 10. And I was really lucky to get to play behind him on a gig in Edmonton. I got called, and everybody was like, "Well, who are we going to have play with Willie?" And I got a call out of the blue from Grant Stovall, I think it was.
Yes.
And I said, or twist my arm. You know, he asked me if I'd be interested in doing it. Yeah. And he's a drummer that I had the utmost respect for. But the amazing thing I thought about Willie Big Eye Smith when he was playing on all those Muddy Waters records with Johnny Winter, I was always baffled on how he got the hi-hat to sound the way he got it to sound. And because I could never get it playing that cross pattern, with your right hand on the hi-hat and your left hand on the snare. So I was playing the Folk Fest, and then I got to meet him. That was the first time. I was standing at the side of the stage. He was playing the hi-hat with his left hand.
Yeah. With his left hand?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I never saw him play. Well, I mean, when he played in Banyos, we were all backstage, right? So I didn't really, get a chance to go and look. But that's interesting. That is.
Well, that shuffle he always played with Muddy. I'm just thinking mainly of the albums that he did with Johnny Winter. That hi-hat stuff was just perfect.
Split hand, we call it split hand.
Well, there you go.
Like that. That what you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
One for snare, one for like that, split handed like that.
And he had his
hi-hat with the left hand. Mm-hmm.
And he had his floor drum on beside his hi-hat. Mm-hmm. Which I'd never seen before.
Well, he's from Chicago, man. Tell him what. But
his son is doing well now.
Yeah, no, it really could have been. He might have been a left-handed person. I mean, you remember there's still some guitar players out there. They're left-handed, but they got a right-handed guitar. They just turn it upside down.
Well, yeah. Albert King was that way, and Otis Rush.
Yeah. So that could have been, But back to that Banjos Festival, we had a chance to meet Hubert Sumlin, Carrie Bell.
Oh yeah,
sure was. But that was a great festival. Now they're not doing that anymore. So anyway.
Well, things are getting restarted. This is the great restart, like they've been talking about. So it'd be interesting to touch a little bit on that as far as how's the music scene going in Calgary right now, as far as blues goes.
There's the blues can. Now, Maurice, I know you're gonna think that this is sacrilege, but I have to tell you this.
Okay.
There's an elevator in the Eddie.
Elevator? Okay.
They got an elevator in the Eddie. What happened was that the National Music Center came down and bought that whole East Village, that property over there.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
And so they built all around that. They kept the sign that says is it King Edward, Linda? I believe it is King Edward Hotel. But they kept that sign that's out there, and maybe a few bricks from the thing, but it's totally redesigned. You know what I mean? There's a green room, downstairs. You take the elevator downstairs. A very comfortable, nice green room down there. And they had a place here called, I almost said Chaos, but it wasn't Chaos. It was, I'll think of it in a minute. Anyway, they were telling us all, come and do this benefit for the Eddie. So, and once we get it up and running, you guys will get to play in there. You guys will be getting gigs in there. Well, when the National Music Center came in, they fired all of those guys, right? And so the Ed is not too much blues these days. It's sort of eclectic.
Well, don't feel too bad because the Ambassador is now office space.
It's office space.
I went down there. I remember Big Dave McLean was playing in Edmonton, and he called me up. He needed a harp rack, so we went to grab him a harp rack at the store. And then he says, well, do you want to go shoot some pool? And I said, yeah, where do you want to go? And he says, well, let's go to the Ambassador.
Yeah.
So we drove down there, and I hadn't been down there in a long time. Tried the doors, and the doors were locked. And they told us, yeah, it's office space down there. And I got, what? Do you know the history of this place?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. And what I noticed that with people that moved in from the National Music Center, they're people like 27, 26-year-old, you know, making decisions for like the King Eddie. So they don't have any idea what really happened on that corner. You know what I mean?
Well, it's they got to hear the stories from guys like you, and you know, the stories from the 80s and 90s and even the 70s, right?
Yeah. That's
I remember.
I heard Maurice's band, Maurice and BJ, and I guess Freddie was playing with you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who was? Oh, Freddie. Yeah.
Freddie Dixon.
But I heard about you before we got up to Calgary. He said this guy's up here, the fine drummer. You know, he used to be. Boy, they was talking it up about you, John, before you even walked through the door. See, so that was a good thing, you know. And I didn't know anybody until when we got there. So people were coming up to me talking about, you know, you and what they said before and everything like that. I didn't know any of them, you know, just meeting them for the first time. So and I appreciated, you know, most of the folks being friendly and inquisitive and everything like that too. But they did talk quite a bit about you, you know. So this is the guy that they was talking about here, you know, Don, you know. It was all favorable though. It was good, you know.
Oh, okay.
And he told me a lot about Larry too, as a matter of fact, you know. But we're
right?
Nah, so
oh no.
yeah, Larry. No, they was you was doing the commercials and things back then. When they was telling you about that, and then I said, well, he's going to do it. He's going to record something. I said, hey, if I can be a part of it, I'm going to be a part of it. So that's why I came down there. What was the guy named the studio? The little brothers or something that run the studio?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. It was in downtown.
Problems where you recorded at. Yeah.
It was like
two brothers or something like that, and you couldn't even see the control room. You just had to listen to everybody. Hey, everybody ready in there?
That's right.
You put BJ in the washroom with the trombone.
Great.
I said, well, you can get a good echo in here. Yeah, just don't flush the toilet while you do.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where we recorded Maxine's stuff, and you know,
that's right.
Yeah, buddy.
I was just going to mention that. Yeah. And Maxine, she recorded through. It was a 58. I believe that mic was a 58. It was a handheld dynamic. I know that, but and she literally held that mic in her hand when she was singing with it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. She loved that, you know.
Yes.
She wrote some good songs too. And,
yes.
God bless her. You know, she, you know, rest in peace. There, she has passed a couple of years ago there, and but we really enjoyed her. You know, performing with her, and she knew Mr. Donald Ray Johnson very well. I tell you that much.
Oh yeah, Maxine used to have used to run jam sessions here.
Yeah,
where everybody would go. You know. Yeah,
she tried her hand at a festival one year too, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
She tried her hand at a festival one year too, you know, and these haters that we call them haters nowadays, you know, that had been running the festival, they kind of got in the way and spoilers and messed up the sponsorship and everything like that, which is a shame because now I think the people from both of the sides of the thing and saw what she was trying to do too, boost her up a little bit, but
Right, right.
not the the powers that be there in the town,
That's right. That's right. They threw, what do you call it when they throw stones, or like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
They did whatever they could do to make it not happen, and she
And
had
that's when sometimes
she had it set up nice. It was at Milwaukee
the
Stadium.
business turns ugly like that,
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. It does. She had the fire department there and all, and she had a situation where the kids could go for face painting and all of that. So it was very well done. But like you said, the powers that be, you know what I mean? They threw a monkey wrench and all of that. So it's the way that happened. Maxine, she was a really lovely person though. She was. Matter of fact, I think she went to Paris with you, Maurice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she did. She played the Cato Blues with us. That's
Right.
right outside of Paris. And we did a couple of weekends up there, and then during the week they had play maybe 3 or 4 nights during the weekend.
Yeah.
And then they put you up the rest of during the week, and then you play the weekend the next weekend, and then you would finish that after the. So you basically had like a six nights all together, 3 nights this week and 3 nights the next week. That's the kind of way he wanted to do it. And
well,
this little place called that
was Gerard.
The Blues.
Gerard. When I got ready to go, when I went, there was a girl on the show too. We flew on the same flight out of L.A. Her name was Audra Madison, who sounded quite a bit like Tina Turner. And as a matter of fact, she was Ike Turner's girlfriend, right? And we were over there playing, and Gerard had the band house, so he pissed her off. I don't know what he did, but anyway, she came backing out of the kitchen and called him a bunch of names and all that sort of stuff. And so he put her on a plane and sent her home. Right. So anyway, when I finished my gig there and got ready to go home, he sent me a bill for using the telephone. And I only used the telephone to call around to the club. That's the kind of guy he was.
So Don, would you be able to just?
He was quite a character.
Yeah,
quite a character. To say the least. They had a whole list of. But he did give us a big spot, and he was really pushed this gospel artist that he had.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name.
Liz McComb.
So Don, I was going to ask you a little bit about the Pure Pleasure album, but I was wondering if you could just turn to your right a little bit. Your sound is breaking up a bit. Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
You started rotating. I'm not sure if you do that. Yeah, so we can hear you a lot better. Anyway, the Pure Pleasure album. Let's hear a little bit more about that album.
That was the second record that I did here. Of course, Maurice and BJ played on that record too. And what I did, I took a few songs from that first 1995 album and I put that "Thrilling You, Killing Me." I didn't do it. I need to be blue. I don't think.
Okay.
But anyway, that was a lot of fun, especially that song. It's a Wilson Pickett song. "Don't Let Green Grass Fool You." Steve Pinio and Mike Clark came in and sang background for me on that stuff, and it turned out to be one of the songs people really liked.
Oh yeah, definitely a crowd favorite whenever you're playing.
Yes, yeah. And I just released actually one of the songs from that album, and that was back in 2000. And it's actually what it is. It's a tribute to Bobby Blue Bland. It's a song that he did way back, maybe '68 or something like that. It's called "Rocking in the Same Old Boat." And
Cool.
I did it.
Yeah, remember that.
Yeah,
You got a good
yeah.
version of that. I like that.
Yeah, right. I did it right down here in this basement, and it came out good, and they're playing it down in Texas now. You know, hopefully they'll be playing it some other places. This guy out of Florida has a thing called the Boogie Patrol, not UG's situation. This guy calls his thing the Boogie Patrol, and it's just about 126 radio stations.
Oh, wow.
That he covers and stuff, you know. So we'll see what happens. You know, I recorded a.
Good luck on the airplay there. We need it. I said good luck on that airplay because we need it bad.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You know, also on that album, the guy I was telling you about early on, Perry Kibble, was a keyboard player. He was the guy I called about A Taste of Honey. That was his band at that time. Anyway, he came here to Calgary, and unfortunately, he passed away. And a song, an old James Cleveland song I sang at his funeral. It's called "Walk Around Heaven All Day." And it's on. I think it's the fourth track on that CD, but I called it "Song for Perry, Walk Around Heaven," and that came out good. And I had a horn player. He's passed away now too. Gib Monks. Did you know him, Larry?
I don't know the name. Nope.
Yeah, very good horn player. You know, so
you had some relatives singing with you too, right?
Oh yeah, Pansy, my not biological, but my daughter. Anyway, I produced that first record when she was 10, down in Texas, and anyway, she's got it. That's on that Traveling Man album.
Right.
She's got a song on that. It's called "You Reign, King Jesus," and in fact, it's her first time around. She pastors a church now in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was cool, man. She went on. She sang with Stevie Wonder forever.
She was touring too, right? Singing. She was touring and singing too with who? Who was she touring and singing with?
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, wow.
Stevie.
Yeah, she did that close to 15 years. Sure did.
Well,
You know.
I was going to ask you about the Donald Ray self-titled album, but I just got the warning on the computer that the battery's running low. So that's kind of our that's kind of our warning that the show's coming to an end. So I don't know.
It's not true. That is not true.
Well, but we can definitely do the show again once. The show is basically is about talking about blues, so we're going to continue doing that for as long as we can. So I would really like to thank you, Don, for telling the stories and sharing the great stories that you shared with us today.
Oh, well, thank you, Larry, and it's good talking with you again. And Maurice, it's always good to see you. No pun intended here, y'all. But
thank you, sir.
You know,
yeah.
we
Can't
go
wait
back
for part 2.
Yeah, we'll have to schedule again maybe in 3 months or something, and I really want the show to be keeping everybody up to date with what's going on in blues. So that's the plan, and so if people have questions that they want us to send to Don later, we can get answers for you as well if you want to ask questions in the chat, whether you're listening now or whether you're going to watch it on YouTube or Facebook. There's ways you can ask questions there, and we can get you answers to your questions too, because we don't always get time to answer all the ask all the questions on the show, and I know there's a lot of people that would like to hear more. So, and we can also prepare that for the next show too.
Okay. Well, listen, great talking to you guys. Thanks for having me, Maurice. Hey, and good luck on your trip tomorrow, y'all. Maurice is headed to Brazil, you know. so I know I'll hear about you down there. Okay.
No,
he just totally froze up. You totally froze up.
I said, what's the password? Cheese toast. Cheese toast.
Oh, cheese toast. That's right. Hey,
okay.
Larry, we sort of discussed that the other day on the phone. And did you send me a link to your music?
I have yet to do that. I just kind of been. It was just test this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to hear you and Trish. That'd be good. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's we're having a lot of fun with it. So, and it's good to be playing it again. So I don't know when the computer's going to shut down, but I think we should call her a show. Yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, wait a minute. I wasn't through.
So we'll see you guys next time. It was a lot of fun, and thanks again.
All right, thank you, Larry. Take care.
Talk to you later.
All the best, Maurice.
All right. I'll be talking to you soon. Hey, I'm headed to Brazil tomorrow. Hey.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang on.
See you later.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you there, Larry?
Oh, that was bananas. My head is just sweating. Oh. Oh my God, it got hot in here. Blah, blah, blah. Willie, I'm done.